This high school winter sports event is brought to you by Lenny Vermont and Leonard Realtors, Westmont Ace Hardware, The Tap Room, Froggy Shamrock Deli, Carl's Haddon Field Service, and The Retrospect.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Audubon High School, the home of the Green Wave. Tonight's Colonial Conference matchup is between the Green Wave of Audubon, under the direction of head coach Cheryl Clark, and the Hawks of Haddon Township, led by head coach Tom Mulligan. The captains for the Green Wave of Audubon are Maddie Lord and Valerie Pinero. Representing the Hawks are Corinne Clements and Alexis Summers. And we are underway here at Audubon. Tap goes quickly to Alicia Carr. She goes off to Lenahan. Shot is up and rebounded. Carr again with the rebound. And 2 points for Alicia Carr. The Hawks off to the quick lead. 3 rebounds for Alicia Carr already. And we have a foul on the play. Foul's being called on Morgan Lenahan. That's her first foul, first team foul. Valerie Pinero shooting 2. First one goes around the rim and out. And the second one misses. Rebound by Katie Burns. She passes off to Carr. Back to Morgan Lenahan. Over to Bella Preziosi. Preziosi dishes back to Katie Burns. Shot up, and it's good. Katie Burns for 2. Hawks lead 4-0 here early in the first quarter. Maddie Lord running the offense for Audubon, being guarded by Carr. Basket is good by Allie Borden. That was a 2-point shot. Morgan Lenahan off to Katie Burns. Burns looking for Preziosi. She turns. It's up and in and out. Nice shot by Prez. Maddie Lord. Basket good by Valerie Pinero. And we're tied at 4. Lenahan running the offense off to Katie Burns. Burns back to Getzinger. Long shot just off the back of the rim. Burns with the rebound. Carr with the rebound. And a foul on the play. Foul is called, I believe, on Allie Borden. That would be her first and team first. Alicia Carr shoots 2. First one off the side of the rim. And off the front of the rim, Audubon rebounds. That's Pinero with the rebound. She gives it off to Maddie Lord. Off to Erica Lord, then back to Maddie Lord. Maddie running the offense, being covered by Alicia Carr. Basket's good by Maddie Lord. And Audubon takes their first lead of the evening. They're up 6-4. Morgan Lenahan into Preziosi. Preziosi up and good. Bella Preziosi with her first 2 points, and we're tied at 6. Kim Hall, back to Allie Borden. Maddie Lord, and off. Rebound by Sarah Getzinger. Alicia Carr goes all the way to the basket, and it is good. Alicia Carr with her 4th point. Hawks now up 8-6. Allie Borden. Back to Erica Lord. Lord looking for somebody underneath. Kim Hall. Kim Hall back to Valerie Pinero. Good ball movement by Audubon. Pinero shot up and good. Valerie Pinero, 4 points in the first quarter. We're tied at 8 right now. Lenahan back to Katie Burns. Burns to Getzinger. Getzinger to Preziosi. She'll put up the 3, and it's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Maddie Lord. And the pass is picked off by Morgan Lenahan. Lenahan to Carr. Carr to Burns. And Burns is fouled. Foul was called on Maddie Lord. That's her first personal foul, second team foul. Katie Burns will shoot 2. First one is good. As is the second. So Katie Burns puts 4 points up so far in the quarter for the Hawks, and they lead 10-8 with just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Allie Borden, back to Lord. Shot is off the side of the rim. Rebound by Allie Borden. Rebound and returns it, and now she's got 4 points, and we're tied at 10. Foul called on the play. That was number 5, Kim Hall. That's her first, team third. Foul was on the floor, so Morgan Lenahan will inbound. Looking for Preziosi. She turns. She puts it up. No good. Katie Burns. Back to Morgan Lenahan. She drives, and it is good. Morgan Lenahan with her first 2-pointer of the evening. Hawks now lead 12-10, approaching the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. It was a shot by Valerie Pinero, rebound by Alicia Carr. She gives it off to Megan Lenahan, the freshman, running the offense for the Hawks. Sarah Getzinger to Preziosi for 3. Just off. And we have another foul on the play. Foul was called on Haddon Township's Alicia Carr. That's her first. That's the team's second. Audubon to inbound. Maddie Lord running the offense for Audubon. Takes around the right wing. That's she's going to go to the lane. Passes off to Borden. Borden shots up and off. Alicia Carr behind the back to the hoop. And Carr gets her own rebound. Back to, Morgan Lenahan. Maddie Lord. Inside goes to Kim Hill. She is fouled on the play. Foul was called on Sarah Getzinger. That is her first foul, team third. Kim Hill picked off by Katie Burns. Morgan Lenahan at the point. Off to Preziosi. Preziosi to Carr. No good. Carr again with her own rebound and good. Alicia Carr now with 6 points. Hawks take a 14-10 lead. We're just under 2 minutes. Allie Borden to Lord. And Katie Burns with the rebound for the Hawks. She passes ahead to Morgan. Morgan to Alicia Carr. Carr back to Preziosi. And just off the back of the rim. Rebound by Allie Borden. And Maddie Lord drives the lane and gets 2 for Audubon. Audubon now trail only by 2 with a minute left to play in the first quarter. 12-14 is the score. Walking is called against Haddon Township. It's like Morgan Lenahan just took a little slide step. Allie Borden to inbound. She goes to Maddie Lord. Back to Borden. Back to Lord. Double dribble called on Maddie Lord. Hawks will take over. 49 seconds to play in the first quarter. Hawks lead by 2. Lenahan running the offense off to Preziosi. Preziosi to Getzinger. Getzinger to Lenahan. Back to Carr. Corinne Clements now in the lineup for the Hawks. Number 1 of these seniors, only 2 seniors on the team for the Hawks. Corinne now in the game. Foul's called on Erica Lord. That's her first, team 4th. Bella Preziosi will shoot 2. (15-12), 20 seconds to play. Foul is called on Haddon Township's number 3. That's Morgan Lenahan. That's her second foul and the team 4th. Erica Lord, Maddie Lord. Rebound by Getzinger. Off to Carr. Pass is broken up by Erica Lord. 4.8 seconds to play in the first quarter. Burns into Preziosi. Preziosi to Getzinger. Ball goes out of bounds with 1/10 of a second to play. And that is the end of the first quarter of play. The score is the Green Wave of Audubon 12 and the Hawks of Haddon Township 15. So in the first quarter, Allie Borden had 4 points. Maddie Lord had 4 points. Valerie Pinero had 4 points. For Haddon Township, Katie Burns with 3. Morgan Lenahan with a pair. Leisha Carr has 6 points, and Bella Preziosi 3 points at the end of the quarter. Foul situation, Allie Borden has 1, Kim Hill 1, Erica Lord 1, and Maddie Lord has 1. On the Haddon Township side, Sarah Getzinger has 1 foul, Alicia Carr 1, and Morgan Lenahan with 2 fouls at the end of the first quarter. So the first quarter had a lot of transition. Coach Cheryl Clark said they've been working hard on their transition game, and that's apparent that their transition game has really improved throughout the season. I think the big difference so far in the first quarter was the second and third efforts of Alicia Carr, who gets a lot of her own rebounds. One play earlier in the quarter, she actually rebounded her own shot 3 times before scoring. Okay, we're ready to start the second quarter of play. Hawks lead by 3. Possession is going to go to Audubon. Maddie Lord will inbound to Erica Lord, and we are underway. Traveling is the call. Hawks will get the ball on the side. Bella Preziosi will inbound to Corinne Clements. Mentioned Corinne, one of the few seniors on the team. She is a senior captain. The Hawks actually start 4 sophomores and 1 freshman. And Corinne Clements comes in off the bench as needed. Great leadership shown by Corinne as one of the few senior members of this team. Erica Lord. Back to Mackenzie Riley now in the game for Audubon. Back to Pinero. And she is fouled on the shot. Let's see what they call this on. Foul is called on Bella Preziosi. That is her first. That's the team 5th. Valerie Pinero on the line. She'll be shooting 2. And she misses both shots. Preziosi bringing the ball up. She's going to take it all the way. Oh, just off the front of the rim. 20. There's Erica Lord. Now Bella Preziosi. Out here on the right wing. Back to Alicia Carr. She centers the ball up. Hawks rebalance. Back to Corinne Clements. Clements the Carr. Carr looks. Pass is blocked by Valerie Pinero. Carr looking to shoot. Back to Preziosi for 3. And it is good. 3-point for Bella Preziosi. Hawks now lead 18-12 with 6:25 to play in the second quarter. Maddie Lord looking for help. Gets it from Erica Lord. Ball goes out of bounds off Audubon, and the Hawks will bring it in. Preziosi to Clements. Clements now running the offense. She's in for Morgan Lenahan. Alicia Carr. Back to Katie Burns, looking for 3, changes her mind. Back to Carr, Burns, off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Caitlin Young, and a jump ball is called. Allie Borden returns to the Audubon lineup. She's going to give Erica Lord a little break. Jump ball was called. Possession arrow goes to Haddon Township. Bella Preziosi looking for someone to inbound to. She finds Alicia Carr out at midcourt. Carr looking for Katie Burns. Burns to Getzinger. Getzinger to Carr. And 3-second violation called prior to the shot. 5:35 to play in the half. Haddon Township leads 18-12. Maddie Lord now over to Pinero. No good. Shot is up. Alicia Carr. And ball goes out of bounds off the hands. Actually, saying it's off Audubon. Katie Burns will inbound. Burns looking for Preziosi. Preziosi drives the lane. Gets her own rebound, puts it back. Basket by Bella Preziosi. Allie Borden being covered closely by Carr. Pass goes inside, and they're calling a foul, calling a push foul. Erica Lord returns to the lineup. She replaces Allie Borden. Foul was called on Sarah Getzinger. That's her second and the team's sixth. Pinero up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Fighting hard under there, Valerie Pinero off the back of the rim. Rebound, Katie Burns. Burns to Preziosi. Preziosi over to Carr, who's looking for three. Preziosi rebounds. She drives the baseline, hands off to Carr, and it is good. Alicia Carr making the basket. Audubon calls timeout, stopping the clock with 4:18 to play in the second quarter. Hawks now up by 10, 22-12. So Alicia Carr now has, looks like, 8 points. And Bella Preziosi with 5, 6, also 8 points, leading the Hawks. Hawks are really crashing the boards both offensively and defensively. So we'll see what Audubon comes up with. Coach Cheryl Clark, see what she comes up with in the timeout here. Try to slow things down a little bit, get her team under control. Coach Mulligan talking his team. Haddon Township fans know that Coach Mulligan a couple weeks ago won his 400th career victory. That's 400 victories in just about 20 years, averages more than 20 wins per season. Outstanding job Tom Mulligan has done at Haddon Township. Okay, we're ready to come out of the timeout. And it's Maddie Lord coming up with Mackenzie Riley over to Kim Hill. Hill inside to Pinero. Pinero back to Lord. Lord to Maddie Lord. Over to Riley. Riley to Pinero. Pinero to shoot. Rebound, Bella Preziosi. Alicia Carr goes to the hoop, and it is good. Nice basket from Alicia Carr. Lord looking for Pinero. Pinero now looking to go inside. Back to Erica Lord. She goes back to Maddie. Trying to find an opening. Shots up, no good. Rebounded by Sarah Getzinger. Preziosi now running the offense. She pulls up the top, and it is good. 2-point basket for Bella Preziosi. Hawks now lead 26-12 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Morgan Lenahan getting set to come back in for the Hawks. Shot by Lord was no good. Carr brings it up. Nice pass to Katie Burns, and that basket is good for the Hawks. Nice pass there by Alicia Carr to Katie Burns, who wasted no time going right to the basket. Erica Lord over to Pinero. Pinero inside to Hill, back to Pinero. Pinero to Lord. She drives the lane. And it is no good. Shot by Erica Lord. Goes out of bounds. Clock stops at 2:18. Morgan Lenahan back in the lineup. She replaces Corinne Clements. So Lenahan back to running the point for the Hawks. She looks for Getzinger. Getzinger back to Preziosi. Preziosi back to Burns. To the corner for Alicia Carr. Just off the mark. Rebounded by Pinero. And then knocked out of bounds by the Hawks. Maddie Lord bringing the ball up. She goes over to Hill. Hill to Lord. Lord to Lord. Back to Erica. Broken up by Bella Preziosi. And Preziosi and Lenahan bring the ball up over to Alicia Carr. She looks inside to Katie Burns. Burns turns. No good. Gets her own rebound, and it is good. Katie Burns with another inside basket after getting her own rebound. 1:20 to play in the half. Hawks lead 30-12. Almost stolen by Morgan Lenahan. Maddie to Erica. Back to Maddie. Maddie looks to shoot. Nothing there. Pinero in the lane, and good. Valerie Pinero scores for Audubon. Under a minute to play now. Hawks up 30-14. Alicia Carr. Look for Preziosi. Back to Carr. Carr to Burns. Back to Preziosi. Looks for three. Little bit long. Rebounded by Erica Lord. She gives off to Maddie. She drives the lane. No good. Rebound, Alicia Carr. She's looking up, looking for help. Pass it off to Preziosi, and it is good. Bella Preziosi picking up 2 points, 32-14. Down to 10 seconds left in the half. Pinero goes the lane, and it is good. Valerie Pinero scoring at the buzzer, and that is the end of the first half of play. The score is the Green Wave of Audubon 16, the Hawks of Haddon Township 32. We'll be back in just a few moments after word from our sponsors for the second half of this Colonial Conference basketball game.
At Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard, we pride ourselves on decades of service to our neighbors. As the leading single-office broker in the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates on our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers.
Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town on the main street with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. Westmont Ace Hardware now carries a full line of Craftsman hand and power tools, many with the famous Craftsman lifetime guarantee. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs. The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The Taproom has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the Taproom can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the Taproom, where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors, and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.theretrospect.com. Carl's Haddon Field Service. Carl's Haddon Field Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
The Shamrock Deli, located at Cuthbert Boulevard and Davis Avenue in Audubon, is now Froggy's Italian and American Shamrock Deli, under new management and completely remodeled inside and out. We still offer a full menu of hoagies, steaks, and sandwiches, and we've increased our famous salads from 4 to 14. Add to that a full line of ready-to-eat dinners prepared right in our store, along with hot soups, chili, and stew. But we didn't stop there. We have a full deli case featuring new premium Italian meats. We can serve your catering needs from a small group up to over 400 guests. Most importantly, our friendly staff is available to help you with anything you need at Froggy's Shamrock Deli.
Haddon Township, very similar communities, nice places to raise your kid, nice places to participate in sports. We had a foul on that last play. That was called on Sarah Getzinger. That's her third personal foul. Valerie Pinero shooting for the Green Wave. She makes her first shot, and she's going to shoot a second one. And that one is good.
Russ, I just have to say what's really interesting for me is watching these two teams. I was the head boys coach here when Miss Preziosi's father played at Haddon Township. I had the pleasure of knowing Miss Lenahan's father when he coached at St. Rose. And certainly a lot of the kids at Audubon are related in some way to individuals that I taught and coached. A real kind of lineage that takes place at both of these schools in terms of, you know, families staying in town and raising their children here. It's fun to see.
A lot of these girls play in the same basketball camps in the summer. You mentioned Bella Preziosi. Her dad, Bob Preziosi, played for Haddon Township, and of course her grandfather, Bob Preziosi, was a star athlete here at Audubon back in the late 60s.
Yeah, great quarterback. I know that, and I'm sure he was good at other sports as well.
Of Bella Preziosi, she goes for the shot. It's a little bit off. Alicia Carr with the rebound off the back of the rim. Lenahan. And we have a jump ball called. Interesting on both these teams, Don, when we look at the starting lineups, it's all freshmen and sophomore just about on both teams.
Yeah, very young teams, and I think right now Haddon Township certainly a little stronger than us, beating us underneath and attacking the basket a little bit more aggressively than we are, but a lot of really talented young kids.
Lord takes the ball up. She spins. Back to Pinero. Fake. And back to Katie Burns. She gives off to Bella Preziosi. Broken up by Erica Lord, and another jump ball called.
I have to say, there certainly is a preponderance of jump balls in girls basketball versus boys basketball.
It's a good thing we don't jump the ball up anymore.
That would be a very long game.
I did a JV game not too long ago, and I think there were 14 jump balls in the first half. I said, oh my goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness we're not jumping them up.
Yeah. We're at 32-18 with 5:51 to play in the third quarter. Erica. Shot put up by Kim Hill, rebounded by the Hawks. Morgan Lenahan. Alicia Carr. She spins. She goes to the hoop. What a great play.
Nice move. I think if you look at the difference between the two teams, Haddon Township's been a lot more successful attacking the basket off the dribble, where Audubon's tried to score from the perimeter with less success.
Yes. And Haddon Township can beat you from a lot of ways. They can. Oh, there goes Lenahan. She breaks. Oh, nice basket by Morgan Lenahan.
Two tremendous moves in a row.
Basket good there. Now 36-20, just under 5 minutes to play.
That was Kim Hill for Audubon. Off a nice dish from the point guard, Maddie Lord. I think another big difference, you look at Haddon Township, all of their kids really handle the ball well.
Yeah. Now Tom Mulligan, as we know, I mentioned earlier, he's very successful, over 400 wins. He also coaches in the HCAA, so he's got these kids from the time there. they're, maybe 8 or 9 years old. He starts and teaches them proper technique. Very, very busy basketball man.
Well, the other thing, I think he just teaches these kids to be really good young women as well. He's
Yes,
a
absolutely.
tremendous educator.
Oh, off the back of the rim there by Erica Lord. Rebound by Preziosi. Preziosi goes, and
That was Erica Lord stepping in to take that
calling an offensive foul there on Bella Preziosi. I believe that's her second foul, team second. We're 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Hawks lead by 18. Maddie to Allie Gordon. Panero. Lenahan. Oh, picked off nicely by Erica Lord. And she passes up to Maddie Lord. Nice save. Timeout is called by, looks like Audubon.
Things are getting a little helter-skelter.
Yeah. You got sometimes you just got to stop the clock and say, okay, let's regroup here.
Again, I think an interesting point is just how young these kids are as well. Audubon, I know, has not a senior on the roster, no less, starting and getting significant playing time. And I know Haddon Township's really young as well.
Yeah, Haddon Township only has 2 seniors. Corinne Clements, as I mentioned, and also Alexis Summers is another, and she's another one of the team captains. She had limited playing time, but I think her leadership skills are really shown in practice. Tom Mulligan was saying how proud he is to have his seniors, although they don't get that much playing time. Just the leadership and the guidance they show these younger kids. You can't put enough value on that.
Well, you hear pro teams talk about athletes' impact in the locker room, and on the practice field, and you can't underestimate how important it is to have those experienced leaders involved in your program.
So we're ready to restart here after the timeout. Hawks lead by 18 with 3:28 to play in the third quarter. Erica taking the ball, back to Maddie. Maddie back to Erica. Inside pass, broken up by Corinne Clements, one of the seniors we were just mentioning. He goes to Preziosi. Lenahan shot just a little bit off. Intercepted by Lenahan. He's looking to go all the way. And what a basket by Morgan Lenahan. Narrow looking. Back to Lord. Lord to Maddie Lord. Back to Erica. Inside to Allie Borden, and she's hit from behind. Foul is called on Corinne Clements. That's her first personal foul. That's the team third. Oh, yeah, that's number 13, Alexis Summers, the other senior we were just talking about, right on cue, comes into the game.
Well, maybe they're listening in on the broadcast, Russ.
Maybe we can get somebody else in the game to mention their name.
There you go.
Erica back to Maddie. Foul called. Foul is called on Alexis Summer, who makes her presence known in the game as soon as she gets in. Hawks now up by 20 with 2:14 to play in the third quarter, 40-20.
The other thing impressive about Township is how aggressive they play their man-to-man defense.
Yes, very, very aggressive.
Really get after people.
Inside 2 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Good hands by Katie Burns. Good work by Bella Preziosi. We're getting a little bit crazy out there now. And the basket is good by Valerie Pinero.
That timeout didn't stop the helter-skelter too much.
It did not. A little bit crazy out there. Foul was called on Alexis Summers, her second foul of the quarter. That's 5 team fouls for Haddon Township right now. Audubon yet to commit a foul in the second half. Valerie Pinero will shoot 2, making the first one.
Actually, she got hit on the shot, so she only.
Oh, I'm sorry. She did. Broken up nicely there by Erica Lord. 1:28 to play in the third quarter. Pass comes into Clements. She's back to Summers. Summers to Lenahan. Back to Clements. She launches 1 for 2. Corinne Clements gets her first 2 points of the night.
Senior getting in the book.
There you go. 23 to 42. Hawks in command of this game. Valerie Pinero back to Lord. Lord. Foul was called on the play. Foul was called on Corinne Clements. That's her second, and that is the team 6. Inbound play to Lord. Back to Caitlin Young. Pinero to Lord. Lord looks to shoot 3. In and out. Lenahan. Lenahan with a beautiful move. Ends up on the floor, but what a great play by Morgan Lenahan. Basket good there by Caitlin Young. I think that's her first points of the evening. Back to Corinne Clements. Clements to Summers, and Katie Burns now out at the point. Alexis Summers. Back to Lenahan. Lenahan goes the whole way, and again, Lenahan with 2 more. Shot is blocked by Katie Burns, and that is the end of the third quarter of the play. The score is Audubon 25, Haddon Township 44. Wow, that was a lot of stuff going on there.
A lot of stuff going on that last 8 minutes, that's for sure. A lot more transition in the first half. Some tremendous things and some pretty sloppy things at the same time.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here before the start of the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. The score Haddon Township 44, Audubon 25. Back here with the fourth quarter play. Hawks leading 44 to 25. Alexis Summers still on the floor for the Hawks. Back to Lenahan. Lenahan driving. Foul was called prior to the shot. Nice play there by Morgan Lenahan, but it will not count.
I think he called a moving screen out on the perimeter.
Foul was on Alexis Summers. That's her third, team 7, so Audubon will go to the line on the next foul by the Hawks. Forward to Pinero. Pinero, rebound by Caitlin Young, and Alicia Carr comes up with the bar. Carr to Lenahan. Just off the rim. Carr with the rebound. And a foul is called.
I'm sure Coach Mulligan is happy. Finally, there's been a foul called on the Green Wave here in the second half.
Yeah, we're going through 9 minutes of the second half. That's the first foul on Audubon. Foul was called on Mackenzie Riley. That's her first and team first. Lenahan to inbounds. She goes to Summers, and Summers is fouled on the play. So we're going to get to see Alexis Summer on the foul line for the Hawks. Summers will shoot 2. First one is good. So Alexa Summers will get her name in the box score for something other than having 3 fouls, which is always good.
Well, both seniors
Good
came off
shot.
the bench and contributed right away.
Absolutely. We're at 46-25, 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Panera's shot was a little off. Carr comes down. Carr into Getzinger. Getzinger back to Carr. Carr is fouled on.
Haddon Township just continues to attack the basket off the dribble very successfully.
Foul was called on Valerie Pinero. That is her first, team third. So Audubon's picked up 3 quick fouls here in the fourth quarter. Alicia Carr will shoot 2. Substitution, Allie Borden back in the game. She's replacing Erica Lord. And Carr misses the pair. Lord to Caitlin Young.
Nice move to the basket by Caitlin.
We're at 27-46, about 6:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Hand to Carr. Carr hits the bottom side of the backboard, rebound by Lord. She goes the distance. It is just off the rim. And here comes Lenahan back. And she takes the whole distance. To Getzinger. We have a stoppage of play here.
Again, just a frenetic pace up and down the floor. I think Valerie Pinero hit her head on a collision on the basket. She looks like she's okay.
Mitchell just making sure that inbounds to Alexis Summers. Summers out. Summers to Carr. Carr to Clement. Clement's back to Summers. Summers will shoot. Just off the mark. Rebound taken by Maddie Lord. She dishes off to Pinero. And Pinero is fouled on the play. Foul was called on Morgan Lenahan. That's her third personal foul. 18 fouls on the Hawks this half. Substitutions for the Hawks. Katie Burns comes back in along with Della Preziosi. They'll give Corinne Clements and Alexis Summers a little rest. And Valerie Pinero will shoot for the Green Wave. First one is good. And she'll shoot another.
You know, you have to be impressed with Township being up almost 20 and they're still playing man-to-man like it's an even game with a couple minutes left to play.
Della Preziosi bringing the ball. Inside to Burns. Burns is shooting. Nice block by Valerie Pinero. Valerie Pinero is a good-looking basketball player, isn't she?
She's a good athlete, too. All-South Jersey softball player. And a nice addition to our program. Came here last year as a sophomore. She can rebound, run the floor, plays good defense, and can shoot it.
I was watching her off the ball. She's always moving off the ball, which is so important.
And she plays with a lot of passion, too, which I like to see. Very, very emotional on the floor. Doesn't leave anything out there, that's for sure.
So important. You know, you coach long enough. You try so hard to get these kids to move off the ball. And when they do, it is just delightful to watch.
I just watched Haddon Township run a nice little pick and roll, too. I mean, it didn't end up in a bucket for him, but Just old-fashioned basketball, really well executed. Just got lucky enough to get a block at the end of it.
Maddie Lord getting tight coverage there on Lenahan. Lenahan lets it go from the three-point line, and the net goes out. Nope, stayed in bounds. Good recover there by Audubon. Bonero, no basket.
Lenahan showed some courage stepping in there and taking a charge.
Player control foul called on Maddie Lord. That's her second personal foul. Audubon now up to 4 team fouls. Yeah, Morgan Lenahan's really been impressive this year as a freshman. Just does a lot of things well.
She can dribble well with both hands, can shoot the ball, take it to the basket, knows where she's supposed to be on the floor. Seems certainly more mature than her age out there on the court.
Rebound by Borden. Back to Lord. Shot off the front of the rim. Rebound by Katie Burns. Burns looking to go the distance. Finger roll. Just didn't quite drop for Katie Burns.
Again, just keep attacking the basket. They've had a lot of success taking it to the rim.
Foul was called on Erica Lord. That's her second. Team 5th. Katie Burns will shoot for the Hawks. And Katie Burns makes one of her 2 shots. Maddie Lord looking to make things happen out there. Take charge kind of player.
She is that.
Preziosi inbounds to Lenahan. Hawks slowing it down just a little bit with 3:45 to play and a 19-point lead. Burns back to Lenahan. Lenahan in no hurry.
It's almost like a little bit of a delay. They're running here off a high screen.
Shakar back to Lenahan. Lenahan's going to take it. Oh, just in and out. And gets her own rebound. We're just talking about Lenahan. She's a tough little ball player. Shakar. And out of bounds. And it will stay Haddon Township. 3:06 to play in the 4th quarter. Hawks lead 47-28.
In spite of the score, both of these teams still really playing hard. No quitting anybody. For Audubon and certainly Haddon Township not taking anything for granted. They keep attacking the basket, playing tough defense, and rebounding.
Was called on Allie Borden. That's her second and team 6. Bella Preziosi shoots for the Hawks. I was talking to Tom Mulligan yesterday about this game coming up, and he said he has the utmost respect for Coach Clark and the Audubon program. He knows it's never going to be an easy game over here.
Again, I think Coach Clark does a really good job. Much like Tommy, understands the game and drills skills with kids and has a plan in place. We're a little bit young and struggle a little bit scoring the basketball, but I think we'll be all right before it's said and done.
Actually, the whole Colonial Conference is competitive. And there's a couple schools that are a little weak, but when you look at Haddonfield, Sterling, Haddon Township, Audubon, Collingswood, awfully good this year.
Not any nights off, that's for sure.
That's for sure. It's a tough conference. Now, Haddon Township only has 2 losses this year. One of them came to Lenape, which is a monster school, and against Sterling, which is a perennial powerhouse. So nothing to be ashamed of there, that's for sure.
I think all you need to do is look at the Group 1 and 2 playoffs in particular every year and see where Colonial girls basketball ends up, and it bespeaks the talent of the program.
Foul was called on Sarah Getzinger. That's her 4th personal foul. And timeout has been called on the play. Clock is stopped with 2:37 to play in the fourth quarter. Haddon Township up 47-28.
You know, I'm just struck sitting here about all the South Jersey basketball tradition. You look at Coach Clark, who was such a tremendous player back at Gloucester Catholic. He was player of the year. Denise McGettigan, our assistant coach, played here at Audubon, and certainly Tom Mulligan, who was a heck of a player of his own right, even though he wasn't a Colonial Conference athlete. Well, nor was Coach Clark, but you know, those traditions just keep being passed down. Not only family to family in Haddon Township and Audubon, but certainly from program to program and coach to coach. And I'm always struck when I look at the box scores when you see the same names from people that have played over the last couple of generations. And it's always a pleasure to watch teams like this get together and compete.
You mentioned about basketball families. Tom Mulligan is, of course, his assistant coach is John Mulligan, his brother, and also assisted by Jordan McNamara, who was a player at Haddon Township, with Jordan Kirk, and she is married to Patty McNamara, who's the assistant coach on the boys basketball
there
team.
You go. There you
go.
So it's a family affair.
It certainly is. Basketball is a family affair. Caitlin Young misses her first foul shot. Hawks rebound. Getzinger back to Preziosi. Preziosi to Lenahan. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Getzinger to Burns. Burns back to Preziosi. She'll launch a three, and it's good. Bella Preziosi with that three-pointer from the top of the arc. Tough to stop.
Again, not necessarily a pleasant memory for me. Preziosi's jacking up threes.
Preziosi picks the ball off. She gives it off to Morgan Lenahan. Very content to let some time run off the clock.
Again, with every Mulligan team, they're going to be smart down the end of the game.
Absolutely. Katie Burns has one bounce off every part of the rim and fall to the side.
It is an Audubon rim, huh?
It is an Audubon. I believe that was Pinero scoring. Lenahan, she's going to bring it back out. Back to Preziosi. And Mr. Mulligan calls a timeout, stopping the clock with 1:14 to play. Hawks up by 20. It is 50-30. This is a 30-second timeout.
I think he did that so that he can empty his bench and let his starters sit down.
Yeah, I think
pretty much over at this point.
I think we'll see some new numbers on the floor, which is great for these kids to get a chance to play in some varsity competition.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Haddon Township does in the group playoffs come the end of February into March. Certainly, your expectation would be they just get better as young as they are.
See who we have coming in. Looks like Kara Shuttleworth is on the floor, and Corinne Clements. Alexa Summers back on the floor. Let's see who else. Number 10 is Kim Gaskell. First time we've seen her tonight. And 33, Paige Dayton. Ball comes right into Coach Borden over here. Good
First
rebounding
pass
skill.
I ever made in my life.
Summers to Clements. Clements looking to go to the hoop. Nice move by Corinne Clements. She's fouled on the play. Foul was called on Maddie Lord. That's her third personal. Corinne will shoot two. First one is good. And now we get some new Green Wave coming. It's like Becca Van Arnhem. And see who else is coming out here. Everyone getting a chance to get to and 2 for 2 from the foul line for Corinne Clements. Hawks now up 52-30 with just over a minute to play. Number 4, Becca Van Arnhem, now running the offense. couple girls I don't have the number for. Caitlin Young rebounding. Now picked up by Kim Gaskill. She goes back to Corinne Clements for under a minute to play. Clements to Gaskill. Summers keeping the ball out on the left wing. Back to Shuttleworth, to Gaskill. 10 seconds left to play. Doubt if we'll see the Hawks take another shot. Of course, these young kids, they like to shoot. There we go. Number 24, that's Kara Shuttleworth getting on the book for the Hawks. And that is the end of the game. Final score is Haddon Township 54, Audubon 30. I'd like to say thank you to Don Borden for joining me here, making the second half enjoyable.
Thanks, Russ. We go back a long way. It was nice to spend some time with you.
Nice seeing you, too. Good luck to you the rest of the season.
Enjoy the rest of the year. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's going to do it here from Audubon. Final score is Haddon Township 54, Audubon 30. And we remind you that this has been a sponsor at Media Production, executive producer Dom DeSink. Video and editing is Darren Leary, and I'm your announcer, Russ Williams. I'd like to say thank you and good night.
At Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard, we pride ourselves on decades of service to our neighbors. As the leading single office broker in the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates on our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers.
Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town on the main street with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. Westmont Ace Hardware now carries a full line of Craftsman hand and power tools, many with the famous Craftsman lifetime guarantee. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs. The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The Taproom has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the Taproom can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the Taproom, where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.theretrospect.com. Carl's Haddon Field Service. Carl's Haddon Field Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
The Shamrock Deli, located at Cuthbert Boulevard and Davis Avenue in Audubon, is now Froggy's Italian and American Shamrock Deli, under new management and completely remodeled inside and out. We still offer a full menu of hoagies, steaks, and sandwiches, and we've increased our famous salads from 4 to 14. Add to that a full line of ready-to-eat dinners prepared right in our store, along with hot soups, chili, and stew. But we didn't stop there. We have a full deli case featuring new premium Italian meats. We can serve your catering needs from a small group up to over 400 guests. Most importantly, our friendly staff is available to help you with anything you need at Froggy's Shamrock Deli.